every time there is this gathering of the great and the good in Switzerland, the old boys come out. We've had 99-year-old Henry Kissinger yesterday saying that Russia's got to be left with a bit of Ukraine on the basis we have to be frightened of Russia, that however much inept Putin is behaving, Russia is still a danger. And then yesterday we had George Soros, a mere 91, saying Ukraine could be the start of a third world war. And he's saying that the conflict had shaken Europe to its core. The invasion may have been the beginning of the third world war, and our civilization may not survive it. I mean, I think Soros is no fool. He's made a vast fortune, and every time he gets a chance to say something, he knows what he has to say to capture headlines. But it is an issue that is canvassed here and in other papers. Do we want to just grind Putin and Russia into the dust, or do we acknowledge that the power of Putin, particularly if he's half crazy, to do something dreadful, means he's got to be left some room to retreat with dignity? It's hard to think of Putin as a dignified man, but do we run a risk I mean, they're about to default on their debt. The Americans are determined, apparently, that they will not be let off. That's in a lot of other papers too. And the question has to be asked, what risk do we get from Russia? Is a Russia that has recovered some of its dignity less of a risk than a Russia that's humiliated? At the moment, Russia is humiliated. I
think the other question that has to be asked is, if Russia lose, what will that be then for Russia and the Russians? Because that will have an absolute impact on a global scale. And what if Russia win? What will that happen? What will happen to Ukraine? What will happen to us? What will happen in China?
I don't think Russia can win, but I think the question is Putin able to retreat with some sort of dignity? The worry I have about that...
But what kind of off-ramp could he have?
Exactly. See? And I think that because Putin is unwell, I think because... Look, what he has set out to do is to recreate the old Soviet empire. That's what he wants to do. And I'm not sure that there's any compromise you can have with somebody like that. And it's all very well for Henry Kissinger. We need to remember the world was a pretty sad state when Henry Kissinger was...
It still is, David.
Maybe still is. The question is, what can be done? Handing Putin a bit of Ukraine. It's very easy for a 99-year-old man living in comfort in America to say, give him a chunk of Ukraine. There may be Ukrainians who live a bit nearer than he does to this who will think, no, we're not going to do that, you know?